my beautiful lovelies. It's me, Goddess Goddard, with another Pick a Card reading. So today I'll be here as the Love Witch, doing what new love is coming into your life. So we have choice number 1. Ooh, the voodoo doll. We have choice number 2, the severed finger of an ex-lover. Choice number 3, the knife. Choice number 4, the witch's bottle. It's got a lovely tampon and some other personal artifacts inside of it. Could be for you. Choice number 4. So some people say that I'm addicted to love. But anyways, let's get started with this pick a card. I want to find who's your next love interest or partner. We'll get started with the Tarot Erotique by Jacqueline Regis, who's from San Francisco. So I'm going to shuffle these and I'm also going to be featuring the Thoth deck, which is painted by Lady Frida Harris. So it was featured in the film, so it's going to be featured in this video. So I'm picking one of these as kind of like our major motifs for finding a new partner. And I feel like this is a little PS for this pile. Okay, so let's get started with our reading. If you chose pile number 1, our little pincushion lover, then this is the pile for you. Okay, so the first card that fell out for our little voodoo doll is the 10 of Coins, Wealth, by the Thoth deck. Our second card is by Carolyn Miss, and it's the Hermit. So the light attributes of this card are: seek solitude to focus intently on inner life, serves personal creativity. The shadow attributes: withdraws from society out of fear or of negative judgments of others, refusing to help those in need. So maybe your next lover is a little hermit or somebody that likes to retreat. Okay, let's see. Your cult card says, when in doubt, leave it out. Number 9, 9 of Pence. Ooh. Our Sluttis Tarot is the 4 of Swords. The 6 of Coins. Uranus rules this particular person, so they might have some Aquarian qualities to them. There's definitely this idea of like the group, but then also retreating and being a hermit. So maybe they have a lot of friends, they talk to a lot of people, they know a lot of acquaintances. Maybe that's somebody that's looking to kind of take care of you or something like that. Maybe they have a good amount of money. Ooh, and the Millenara card that you got for this is the Devil. So this is definitely somebody that loves to play. Very interested in maybe kink or, you know, talking about their erotic fantasies with you. Okay, and then the 3 cards that we got was the Page of Cups. Ooh. the Page of Cups. Let's see. The Two of Pentacles. So money comes up again in this. I'm hoping that this isn't like your boss. And then the Two of Swords. So let's see. So we got quite a bit of swords energy here too, which kind of makes me think that this might be an Aquarius or somebody with like a lot of air energy. So with the Two of Pentacles, because money also comes up quite a bit too. So the Six of Coin comes up when we typically have somebody that's kind of wanting to sugar us, or there could be, they could be giving us money in some way. It could be our boss. It could be things like that. That's why I was like, please, I hope this isn't. I'm going to pull an extra card to kind of see if this relationship, worry, Knight of Wands. Okay, so I think maybe for this particular pile, it might be talking about how you haven't dated anybody in a while. And I think that because this person is definitely coming on to you, because I think earlier in this, we also got the Page of Cups. This person's been really interested in you and has been talking to you quite a bit. And I think that there's been a lot of flirting and a lot of talking about like what you would do with this person, or, you know, how you would love to experience this fantasy. I think at the same time, you're kind of terrified of the Knight of Wands, terrified of how passionate this possibly could be. So with the Four of Swords, I think you have been coming out of a period of maybe waiting or maybe wanting to heal a little bit, which is fine. That's totally fine. But I think it's time for you to make a decision. So usually when we get the twos, which you got two sets of, we got the Two of Pentacles and the Two of Swords, it's usually time to make a decision. But I'm not really thinking this is about like a partnership. I think this is just like, how do I create this balance? I do think, so the other thing about wealth is that this 10 of coin usually talks about someone's estranged or larger than life like family. So all the people in it that are able to like provide wealth or give wealth, that is what it's kind of talking about. So in this one, it could be that this particular person is really interested in you and really wants to bring you into their family, their connections, the way that they make money, the way that they see their friends and all those types of things. I think they really want to bring you into that. And I think that it's really strange, maybe. You know, it's really, so for some of you, I do think this is your boss. And I would say, don't. Okay, first of all, do not. The other thing is, I'm also thinking that this was somebody that you maybe previously worked for that is interested in you. And I think it's weird just because like you have never really thought of them in that way. And so now it's just like, ooh, like I always knew you were kind of into me, but I wasn't expecting this. I wasn't expecting all this like attention and all these like words and all these feelings that you're trying to give to me. This is wild. And also with this Uranian energy, I think it's like hard to kind of cope with like what they want or how to express it or something like that. But I do think that there is this feeling or this desire of like wanting to keep you or wanting to make sure that you're happy, wanting to maintain that type of connection all together. Let's see. I'm gonna pull another Sluttis card. I just am like, there's one card left. Oh, and it was the Six of Cups. Oh. They're just really longing, I think, for somebody that they can feel comfortable with. Like, the Six of Cups usually talks about somebody from the past coming back into your life, or this one wanted to jump. The Seven of Swords. Yeah, so maybe there was a situation in the past where you knew, you know, I'm gonna say that this person was taken in the past. So there was a lot of drama behind, you know, possibly seeing this person. So now that there's like an opening for this to happen, that's what's going on. Yeah. So anyways, I would just heed lightly on it. I think, how do I feel? How do they feel about you? Ooh, the Princess of Cups. They really genuinely like you and they really have deep emotions for you. They're really wanting to learn how to please you and how to make you happy. So I think that that's a really fantastic reading for our voodoo doll in the beginning. Okay, so that's group 1. Moving on to group number 2, the severed finger of an ex-lover. Ooh. If this is what you chose, then this is the pile for you. Okay. So the Thoth tarot deck that we got was the Prince of Discs. So this automatically kind of makes me think of like a Taurus or some sort of earth energy. Let's see. So the Carolyn Miss card that we got was the Warrior. Light attributes, strength, skill, discipline, toughness of will, heroism, stoicism, self-sacrifice in conquering the ego. Shadow attributes, trading ethical principles for victory at any cost, indifference to suffering inflicted on others. So this is what the card looks like. Okay. Our cult card says, it's not what you do, it's how you do it. It's the way you do it. Okay. And we've got the Seven of Wands, the Ace of Wands. Oop. We got the Queen of Earth. Ooh, for the Millenara card. Queen of Earth. And then also there's kind of like this Buddhist symbol in the background. But she looks like she's having some sort of climax in the card. Neptune is the card that we got as well for pile number 2. The King of Cups makes sense. The King of Swords and Judgment. So the only major arcana that we got out of this entire thing is the Judgment card. And usually when that comes up in a relationship reading, we're talking about an ex-partner, which makes sense for the finger of an ex-lover. Okay, so Judgment card usually means that, like, you know, what has already passed is suddenly coming back into fruition. So suddenly we're seeing somebody that we might have thought that relationship was over, but suddenly it started up again. Okay, so there's a lot of earth energy going on, and then there's also this Neptunian energy. So with Neptune, there could be kind of this nature of like, all of a sudden they disappear, like a disappearing act. You know, I don't know if they're into me, if they're not into me. I feel like this is so confusing. Like, all of this is just kind of like a big, puffy, nebulous cloud. And it's hard to really find, like, where this relationship begins or ends. If this person is really that interested in me or not. So I think also with the Cult card, you know, it's not what you do, it's how you do it, and it's the way you do it. There can be conversations about that. I think, one, it can be used as a sexual innuendo. You know, maybe it's not what, you know, like not the package that they have, but the way that they use it. You know, maybe they are good in bed, but it's also, it could be the way that they treat you, right? So there could be great sex, but then at the same time, there might not be the best communication with the Seven of Wands. So Seven of Wands coming up, there could be like this feeling of you know, maybe arguments, or maybe some weird like competitive nature with this particular lover. The Ace of Wands also comes up too. So the Ace of Wands is always talking about like all of a sudden there's a new passion. They're very interested in you, or, you know, oh, I didn't expect to get like a bunch of dick pics from this person, but here we are, you know. And then I also think that the Warrior card also with the Prince of Discs kind of describe each other. So strength, skill, conquering the ego, ethical principles. So the disc usually talks about waiting for the right moment to harvest. The Prince of Discs is like one of the slowest moving knights. So when you get it, it's always talking about waiting for the right moment, waiting to allow something to happen or to make something happen. So it could be that this person has been waiting in the weeds, you know, wondering whether or not this is a relationship that could work or couldn't work, you know, waiting for the right moment to strike, so to speak. But in this situation, I think he's, well, they are finally choosing to move forward. But yeah, the Queen of Earth, I would say, with this like orgasm going on, but there's no sex happening. I'm wondering if he's just like, he fantasizes about you a lot. Like he thinks about like what he could do or what she could do to just like please you. Yeah, and the Warrior attribute, I think that they're very a strong person. So we got the King of Swords and then the King of Cups also. So very emotional, but then at the same time, very logical. And I think that could be a frustrating thing where it's like it's like a water faucet and it's like on and off, on and off, on and off. Yeah, so hard to tell whether or not they're into you, whether they're not into you, if they're your partner, if they're not your partner, all kinds of confusing stuff. I'm gonna pull another card to see if there's like another partner coming your way that's not specifically an ex. I think it's this one, and I feel like it's this one. 9 of Cups and the 7. So the 7 of Cups is talking about making a lot of different choices, trying to pick who the right partner is. It can be kind of overwhelming with so many different opportunities for love, or, you know, a lot of people that might not necessarily be the right one for you. And then the 9 of Cups, also just really being happy being single. So, you know, you might not be dating much other people, so that might be why you're kind of holding space for this particular ex. How do they feel about you in particular? I think this one. Oh, the 7 of Swords. Futility. So I think they're just fishing. They're just trying to see whether or not you'll respond back to them. Yeah, and then the Knight of Swords, you know, it's just, they're just looking for some sort of passionate interaction, but I don't necessarily know if, like, they even know whether or not you're the one or not. And I think that could be really frustrating if that's been going on for such a long time. Let's see. Yeah, and there's definitely some worry about it. So I know that you're definitely, you know, being a little cautious, I think, with that particular partner. But I would say if something new comes your way, I think that you should totally try something else. And, you know, maybe this partner is great, but I think that there needs to be a conversation about whether or not they really like you, or whether or not they want to continue this relationship or make a relationship. I think that those type of words definitely need to come up. Okay, pile number 3. If you picked the sword, then this is the pile for you. Oh. Okay, so our Thoth tarot deck for pile number 3 is, the 10 of Wands, oppression. Okay. And our Carolyn Mist card is the storyteller, the light attribute, ability to experience and express life through stories and symbols. The shadow attribute, making up tales that harm others. I don't know if you can see that too well. The light might be a little bright. So I'll put that there. The cult card. Make need comes one knows. Wait. Make need comes one knows one's friends. Interesting. Okay, so we also got the 10 of coins, and then we got the ace of coins. And then our astrology card is Libra. And our water card. So we also got the ace of cups as well. Interesting. So we got the ace of cups and the ace of coins. Our other tarot cards are the King of Wands, the 10 of Wands, and the Page of Swords. All right, so we got 10 of Wands twice in this deck. So I know for a fact that this particular one is really important to see. So the 10 of Wands kind of talks about like how much work goes into maybe a relationship. Like it can feel like it's so much energy to do that. Like it's so much energy to like put into a relationship. But I think that this could also be talking about maybe your partner. It just works way too much to make a relationship happen. And so that could be totally something that comes up. Also the storyteller attribute, yeah, I think that they're a very creative person, but I also think that it could be really frustrating when maybe it's hard to get to the bottom of like what they're actually up to or what they're doing. Maybe, you know, they could be working a lot, but you're also questioning whether or not they're just off doing other things. The Libra card also comes up too in this particular pile. So it could be that maybe you can't... Libras are kind of hard to tell whether or not they really genuinely like you or if they're just kind of trying to flatter you or something like that. So I'm going to pull another Cult Leather card as well. Let's see. Quick and neat, quick at work. So we got the work card again. It could be that maybe your next lover is quite a bit of a workaholic, and it can be hard for them to create any sort of balance in their life, and that could be a conversation that you need to have with them. It could also be that you're a workaholic, but I think that it's talking about this new upcoming partner. But yeah, so the 10 of Wands, just constantly feeling exhausted just because they're doing too much at once. The King of Wands comes up and the Page of Swords. So the King of Wands is interesting. So this could also be that this person has a lot of fire in their chart, like an Aries or a Sagittarius or a Leo. I feel like I'm really kind of picking up on Leo vibes in this particular one. They could be very egotistical, and their job could really be a huge portion of their status. But to be honest, you feel like they need to quit their job or they need to get a new one. But yeah, so they might say certain things that are a little bit biting. You might think that they're a little bit naive, like on the inside. You know, the way that they think the world works or the way that they talk about their life, you feel like they haven't experienced a lot of things. I think that they just work all the time and they just don't really know like how the world actually functions. And then the King of Wands comes up as well. So King of Wands is kind of talking about somebody that is a little bit bigger than life. They're really energetic. But they can have a little bit of too much of an ego as well. Let's see. And then, so the Ace of Coins and then the Ace of Cups comes up as well. So this could totally be somebody new that you don't really know currently. Aces are always about brand new beginnings. And I think with this particular deck where we have two back to back, I would say that this is definitely a new person. So it's somebody that I think automatically tells you like how attractive they are, like how attracted they are to you, and they open up emotionally and they tell you all these like personal details about yourself that really like open up your heart. And then we also have the Ace of Coins. Like maybe they purchased a gift or you know, made their actions shown to you that they really care about you. The 10 comes up again with the 10 of Coins as well. So I would say that maybe they're like at the end of a particular cycle. Like, you know, maybe they feel like they've reached their peak in life, or at this particular job that they're at, maybe they feel like they've come full fruition to the very end. And so you might be meeting them at the end of like a particular cycle like that. But yeah, I do think that there's an issue with work-life balance that needs to be addressed. And then also, yeah, like I think you should ask them about what they personally find attractive in you. Make them talk about like what their love language is or what their expectations of this relationship are. I'm gonna pull a couple cards to see how they feel about you particularly. So we got the 10s again. Maybe this person is also ultra enthusiastic, and maybe, you know, they're always just like, yeah, everything's great, everything's fantastic, I love it. Which is kind of the nature maybe of Libra. So that could be a little frustrating. But yeah, with the 10 of Cups, I think they really like that you're a good networker. They like that you fit in with like all of their friends. That you don't really necessarily cause any issues or problems. And they think that you're very kind of a safe person to date or something like that. Is there any personal qualities? Even the 7 of Coin. They think that you work pretty hard too. There might be a conversation about that too. Like, I think that you don't work as much as they do. So maybe there's a little bit of frustrations in that. But anyways, thank you so much for picking pile number 3. We're going to move on to the Witch Bottle. If you picked pile number 4, then this is the reading for you. All right, pile number 4. Our Thoth, ooh, we got 2. So our 2 Thoth cards that we have are the Moon, oh, the Star. So we've got the Star card. And we have Fortune. Wow. Okay, so Fortune is also known as the Wheel. So the Star and the Wheel. You also got 2 Carolyn Miss cards. So we got the Priest with the light attributes of facilitates spiritual commitment, serves as a channel for spiritual energy. The shadow attributes violates the trust of your spiritual community, seduced by your own spiritual role. And then Samaritan, light attribute refines your capacity to help those you would prefer to ignore. And the shadow attribute, exacting appreciation and recognition for the help you offer. So the Samaritan and the priest, I think, are very similar. Let's see. I have love to the point of madness, but to me, it's the only way to love. Oh, how sweet. And then our Sluttis Tarot, we've got the Two of Coin. Two of Coin, the Moon, awesome. And then we've got Gemini. The Gemini card is our astrology card. And then we have the Sun. The Sun, which is our Nilla Marinara card. And then the Page of Pentacles, the Queen of Swords, and the Queen of Pentacles. Wild. Okay, so, oof, this one's wild. This one has a lot more feminine energy, so I feel like if you pick this one, you might actually be, I feel like this reading might have like more men picking it, but it also might be more lesbians in this particular one. Okay, so with the wheel, the wheel goes in cycles, and the Star card is also talking about maybe somebody in the past that you might have been friends with, that you always wondered, I think, in the back of your mind, whether or not this is like a relationship that you would have wanted to have. And I think with the Samaritan and the priest attributes, they might have felt like they were untouchable. Like maybe they were so precious and so beautiful that you didn't feel like you wanted to be so like intimate or personal with them. And it almost like drove you nuts. Like I feel like this is very close to being maybe unrequited, but it's not like you tried to make this relationship work yet. So I think that the Moon card is something that you're kind of working through. I also think that the Gemini card is kind of coming up with like, maybe they have like very androgynous qualities to them. And it might even seem like they might go through people kind of quickly, or, you know, just ever changing. It's just like every couple of months, they're just so different. And I like the idea of the Sun and the Moon in this particular one. So I'm wondering if this is like, you feel like the two of you balance each other out. Like maybe you have like the depth of soul and they seem to be just like so energetic and happy. The Page of Pentacles, the Queen of Swords, and the Queen of Pentacles. So I think in this one, it's kind of like, ooh, you guys might have met at school. That might be something that's interesting. The Queen of Pentacles too. They might have originally talked to you about a particular project that you are actually more knowledgeable about. And the Queen of Swords. Yeah, so the Queen of Swords also, I think, talks about them. They can come off as a little cold. So, you know, I think that you know them a lot better. And so in this particular reading, you know that they're not that aloof or that cold or that icy. But at the beginning, like when you were first meeting them, I think the reason why you didn't try to date them or actively pursue them was just because, yeah, you just didn't know if that was what they were into, or if they were even interested in you, or if they even dated people like you. I think that you just felt like they were automatically gonna come and like attack you, or like just slay you right there. And I think the other thing too is that they're the object of desire, I think, for a lot of people as well. So, you know, it's kind of like this like look but don't touch kind of quality to them. Let's see. How do they feel about you? Oh, the sun. Oh my gosh. So I think with the, we got the Knight of Discs and then we also got the Sun card. I think that they've just been waiting for you to like recognize them, or, you know, the Sun card coming in is just talking about how much you just bring them so much joy and they just like enjoy being in your presence and laughing and just having a great time. I think that's absolutely fantastic and that makes me so happy. Yeah, so let's see. If you picked pile number 4, thank you so much for picking this particular reading, and I hope you guys have a wonderful day. Thank you so much. If you loved this particular reading by The Love Witch, feel free to leave a donation for me at Cash App, PayPal, or Venmo at goddessgoddard. Also feel free to follow me on Instagram at goddessgoddard or my personal account, Hitachi Mistress. If you love like I do, feel free to leave me a DM for a quick Love Angels Oracle reading. I will pull one card for you for the month of October, but feel free to leave me a donation. Please, I absolutely love them. Anyways, I hope everybody has a wonderful Halloween. Please stay safe. And if you haven't seen The Love Witch, check it out. And thank you guys so much for watching. Bye! Mwah.